I always have lipstick on my teeth. You know what it is? My hair's gone from purple to blue. And I know why now. It's because that's what Mal's hair does in Descendants 3. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a Descendants 3 haul and movie review. If you know me, you know that I love Descendants. J'adore. A stronger word than love. Like, I'm obsessed with Descendants. Absolutely adore it. Love it. Everything about it. What is my bow doing? There we go. Naughty bow. That looks better. So yeah, I am a huge fan. I want to talk about like when I started watching them. I have merch that I'm going to show you from the first movie and the second movie, and then we'll go on to the third movie. And yeah, then I want to talk about Descendants 3 and do like a whole review. Yeah. I love talking about Descendants. I could talk about Descendants all day. So if you haven't seen the third Descendants movie, then this review is going to be full of spoilers. I am going to talk about the whole movie in depth. So if you haven't seen it, I recommend that you go see it before you watch the review, unless of course you don't mind spoilers. But yeah, if you really want to have like a full-on nerdy Descendants talk, then it might be best that you've seen 1, 2 and 3. Which I highly recommend that you do because they're absolutely amazing. So I'm going to start with the review. I really just want to talk about the movie first, and then we're going to go through all of the merch and just talk about the epicness of the movie. And yeah, so review first. So if you can hear it humming, I actually have my TV on down there, my little portable TV, with the DVD in so that I can watch along, because an excuse to watch Descendants 3, of course. This is going to be a very in-depth review. Like, these things, this is going to take time. Like, seriously, get comfy and get yourself a cup of tea because I'm going to go all out on this. I haven't watched it in a couple of weeks, actually. You know, I've just bought the DVD, and I thought rather than just reading off a page, I could go through the movie. Okay, so as per usual, us over in the UK had to wait for Descendants 3 to come over. The US always get Descendants movies before the UK. I don't know why, it just really bugs me, but anyway, we finally had it. Okay, so I think America got it in August and we got it in October, I think. I can't remember, it has been out quite a few weeks now. This is delayed, but then again, all of my videos are never on time, so what did you expect? So the movie opens with our 4 main descendants, Mal, Evie, Jay and Carlos, and they are back on the aisle. And they are to the north, to the south. Yes, I love that song. I actually really do love that song. And yeah, let's talk about that song. Let's talk about this opening scene. The big dance number. The one that they did at the beginning of number 1 and they did it at the beginning of number 2. It's the opening song. It's the opening sequence. It's a big dance number. It's everything. So number 1, I remember the first time I watched it. I watched Descendants 1. Ooh, it was already on Disney Life. That's how I watched it. So it'd been out probably almost well over a year. I did not know what Descendants was at all when it was first out. I remember I seen the hype and the merch for it in Disney Store, and I thought it was a TV show. I didn't realise it was a movie. I didn't know at all it was the Villain Kids. I had no idea, and I am gutted about that because I would have loved to have really jumped on board with the opening movie. I remember walking past the merch and being like, ugh, that looks stupid. Like, seriously, that was my reaction. I was like, it looks really silly. I don't know, I just wasn't very open to it, which this was a while ago. Like, how many years ago was that? So that was 4 years ago that that movie was released, and I just think that I was, I don't know, maybe a little bit negative towards just kind of TV shows. Like, I don't really watch a lot of TV. I don't have a TV, like a TV license. Like, I don't watch TV. I just know what I like and I watch it like on Netflix and things. So yeah, I just remember seeing it and thinking that's just a TV show. I don't have time for it. Meh. I had no idea what it was. I didn't really look at it properly. So then somebody was talking to me and they know my love for Maleficent. I can't even remember who it was that told me about Descendants. Like, I really can't. And they were like, you need to check out Descendants. It's the villain kids, the descendants of the villains. And I was like, that sounds awesome. Like, that concept is everything. I was like, okay, why didn't I know that was what Descendants was? I need to watch this movie. So I sat down and I watched it properly, which I don't always tend to do. If I'm not that interested in a movie, I always have movies and music on in the background. So I'm surprised I actually sat down and watched it properly. That's how much the concept seemed really good to me. So I didn't just stick it on in the background and do a load of work and watch it every now and then. I actually sat down. I had it on Disney Life. I streamed it through my Disney Life app, through my Chromecast onto my telly, and I sat down and watched it. From the opening scene, I was hooked. I am not joking. That, rotten to the core, was everything. I was like, what is this movie? Wow, why did I not know about this? That is painting a picture of what I felt of the first movie rotten to the core. So, back to the movie review. When the third movie started, and it started with Good to Be Bad, I'm not going to lie, it was nowhere near, on initial viewing, as catchy as Rotten to the Core. Like, there is a big scene, and they're all dancing, but there just wasn't as much pow. This is what they are, look at them, these villain kids. It was a bit more, obviously the story has diverse, and it's a bit more kind of like these are now the good villain kids. So they're over at the aisle, they are like handing out applications to see who wants to come over to Oregon. Like, I get it, but it just wasn't as pow, you know? Saying that though, I now do really like the song. It just took a few more listens to really love it. So I did find that about all of the songs in Descendants 3. Descendants 1, I would hear the music and be like, wow. And Descendants 2, I remember the music for like Chillin' Like a Villain, and I was like, you know when you just have never seen anything like that before and it blows your mind? That's what the music did for me in 1 and especially 2. Every single song in Descendants 2 is life, seriously. So Descendants 3, yeah, Good to Be Bad took a couple of tries listening to it. It's not that I didn't like it, it just wasn't that initial wow. But now I very much love it, and I'll sing along and I'm like, yes, it's Good to Be Bad. Like, I do really like it. It just didn't have that initial catchiness, and I don't know why, but now I love it, so it's fine. I wasn't disappointed with the opening scene, I just wasn't as whoa that the first and the second movies did. Don't know if that makes sense. Like, even the second movie with the, you know, the getting everyone to eat the apples, and then it turns out it's just Mal reminiscent of the good old days. Like, Descendants 2 is just everything. Like, I love all the Descendants. I think 2 is my favourite. I think just because Mal, Dove Cameron, is everything in that movie. Like, my god, she is my queen. Look at her. We'll get to the merch in a minute. Dizzy, I definitely feel that they dimmed down her outfit a lot more from the second movie. I loved her vibe in the second movie with the splats, and she was just really like colourful, and yeah, I really liked her. But in this one I felt like her outfit was a bit more grown up, because she's a bit more grown up. Like, she looks a lot more grown up, bless her, she's beautiful. But I don't know how fond of her outfit I was, which is also going to be a recurring thing in this movie. I definitely think I preferred the outfits in number 2. The outfits for every single character in number 2 were just like, ugh, especially Mal's. Then we have Smee's twin boys, they get accepted. And then we get Dr. Facilia's daughter, and she gets accepted. She has a very cool vibe. You just have to look at Dr. Facilia's daughter, Celia, to know that she is Dr. Facilia's daughter. So I like what they did with Smee's twins, the same with them. I thought they were very cute, very quiet, and yeah, so they all get accepted. So I will say now that Mal's outfit in that opening scene is probably the one of the 2 best outfits of hers in the movie. It's very purple, it's very green, she's got big platform shoes on, she looks amazing. All of them do, they all look great, but Mal's opening scene outfit is probably my favourite Mal outfit of this movie, with one other which I'll talk about when we get to that part in the movie. You'll probably notice that I do tend to focus a lot on Mal, because she is my favourite character, and it's who I focus on when I'm seeing the movie. Actually, I forgot, there is actually a little bit of Mal talking, which she does in both of the other movies. It's basically just saying, you know, this is Oregon, I love Oregon, blah blah blah. It's the same as all the other movies. It's a nice way to open it, because it's like, yay, Descendants. Like, they always start with Mal talking. So there's a couple of things that I want to point out in the opening scene other than Mal's outfit that I really love. I think the fact that they all get the little parts is really cute as well. They're all very like them as well. Like, Mal has her part with Dizzy. I think the part that I like the most is probably Jay's, because he slides down the roof like he did in number 1 in the intro, and Evie's. Evie looks stunning in this movie. Both of her outfits are beautiful, and she is just like an absolute goddess. I really liked as well when Evie's doing her bit with the dancers, and it zooms in on her footwork, and her platforms and heels are huge, and she makes it look so delicate and like pretty and elegant. Like, she is such a beautiful dancer, like, it's insane. So in the first and second movie I did notice that there's, you know, there's the song, there's a bit of dancing, there's a bit of screenplay and stuff, and then towards the end of the song there's a big kind of group dance number. In number 1, that's insane. That one gives me goosebumps every time. In number 2, it's cool as well. It's really good. But in number 3, I noticed that that was left up to the guys. So the 2 girls, they join in with the dance and then they actually go up on top of the balcony and watch down as Jay and Carlos do the dance, and then they go back up on the top and they do a little dance. So I don't know if the girls just weren't feeling up to it this time. I don't know if that's just the way they wanted it. I don't know, it was quite technical and maybe the guys could handle it better. I know Cameron Boyce is a really good dancer, like he's probably the best dancer out of all of them. And I do notice, especially in number 1, that Mal isn't so, Dove Cameron isn't as, I don't know, as coordinated. I don't know, like I don't want to like rate them from best to worst dancer, that's not what I'm trying to do here, but I just get the impression that maybe the guys were more comfortable with this part of the dance routine. So yeah, I did notice, and so did my partner when we were watching it together, that the girls go off up into the balcony and the guys do the dance, and it's like, oh, it's a bit of a shame. I would have liked to have seen them all doing that big dance number together. But it's not a problem, it's still a really cool dance and the girls get to stand up there looking awesome and cheer them on. Okay, so it's like, where are we going? Oradon! And then it does the Descendants 3, you can see Oradon, you can see King Ben's castle, and then we get to the part where Mal is looking over the ocean for Uma. So I don't know where she's been hiding all this time. It's weird that she hasn't shown up before now. Like, where has she gone? Obviously there's other parts of the world that she's gone to, I guess. But yeah, that's interesting that she is on the loose, a villain on the loose, and we don't really hear anything. She doesn't really seem to do anything. At the end of the last one, kind of be like, oh, okay, hands up, like, I'll stop. So maybe she just kind of goes off to enjoy the land and the world, but it is, you know, like Gil says later on, like, you just kind of left us. So first thing I noticed, and it's tricky. I've spoken to other people about this. Mal, she's looking for the binoculars, she's looking for Uma. Ben comes out and he's like, come on, we've got to go somewhere. And it's really cute that he's got like other people looking so that Mal doesn't have to. But yeah, the first thing I noticed was Mal's hair, it's not as blue as it is later in the movie, we'll get to that. But it does already have flecks of blue through it, and her outfit is purple and blue. So it's still that Mal purple and then bits of blue, and there's green on the bottom of her dress. So it's kind of like all three, you know what we're going to get onto. She gets the emerald? The emblem? I'm going to call it an emblem, but I'm not sure if she calls it an emerald. I think it's an emblem, Hayley's emblem. So she really, in my eyes, should be purple and green because she's Maleficent's daughter. I'm pretty sure the next outfit we see her in is the one when she's inside talking to Beast and Belle, and she's all purple and it makes sense. And then she's over at Evie's house and she's purple and it makes sense. I'm pretty sure she's purple there. Although we'll talk about Evie's outfit at that point. Theming is very important to me. I'll go into it as it goes, but basically I'm pretty sure Mal turns her most blue when she comes out of the Isle of the Lost through the barrier. And she has Hades' emblem, and because she has it and it's her dad, she's using the powers not to be old again, the spell that Audrey's put on her. So she gets blue in her. I get that, she's purple and blue, I get it. I still think they should have added the green in, so she's very blue for the rest of the movie while she's in Oradon with the emblem. I get it. So the next bit, they are outside of Oradon Prep. I imagine it's Oradon Prep. It's either that or it is King Ben's castle. I'm not sure which one it is. But they're all gathered. Evie's there. Evie looks stunning. Doug with the long hair is everything. Really, really like that. I think Evie has really come into her own, Sophia Carson, in this one. I think it's her best look. She's really, you can just tell she's a lot more comfortable with herself. She's just, she really is who she is now. Like, she is a lot older than the rest of them. I'm sure she's like 10 years or more older than, well, than Cameron Boyce was. Rest in peace, we'll get onto that. Yeah, she's quite a bit older than the other three. So yeah, she is definitely a lot more of a young woman, just absolutely stunning. And this scene especially, when it kind of looks at her full body and she's like stood like this excited for Mal coming out, she just owns that shot. She looks beautiful. So before I talk about what happens with Mal and Ben on the stage, we see our first glimpse of Audrey. Audrey wasn't in the second movie and she is very different to the first movie. I do remember thinking when I seen Audrey in the first movie that I would have liked her themed differently for being Sleeping Beauty's daughter. Mildly themed, you know, she had a pink dress on, I think, with a blue cardigan. Again, though, I wouldn't look at her and think Sleeping Beauty's daughter. So in this movie, however, I will say as soon as you see her, she's changed and she has pastel, well, you can call it pastel and pink blue hair, but honestly I remember seeing that and being, I think personally that they could have done a much better job at dressing Sarah Jeffrey to be Aurora's daughter Audrey when she's good and when she's evil. I think they missed the boat with Audrey, I really do, and it's so upsetting to say that because you guys know that my thing, I know my hair is purple although it's faded to blue at the minute. I'm doing Mal apparently with blue and purple hair and green but you guys know that my thing is pink and blue, make it pink, make it blue. Like Aurora is my favourite, Maleficent is my favourite, like I'm just all for that. So I remember after the first movie I actually put up a little thing on Instagram and I was like what they should do for a bad guy in the next movie, if they do a third movie. Maybe it was after the second movie I spoke about this. I was saying that they should really do evil Audrey's older sister and I give her a name and everything, and I was like she could be pink and blue and she could be a villain and it would be everything. Because my thing is that I love the whole pink and blue thing, but I also love my villains. Like I think I'm definitely more of a villains person as of the last few years. I still love the princesses, especially Aurora, but yeah, my thing was I would love to see in Descendants an evil pink and blue. Like that would be everything. So what they did with this movie is Audrey is the evil, but she's not really pink and blue, so that kind of disappointed me. Don't get me wrong, Sarah Jeffrey as an actor, and I'll get into it, she owns that role. My god, she's so good at it and I love everything they did with it apart from her outfits. I just don't think they did the whole pink and blue thing justice. So back to seeing her at the announcement of Ben and Mal's proposal. So yeah, I just remember thinking her hair's not pretty pink and pastel. Like you could make that really, like, I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it, but when I have my hair pink and blue, I feel like that is maybe the pink and blue they should have gone for. The pink and blue wig that they put on Sarah Jeffrey, Audrey, is very muted and a little bit washed out looking. I get they've gone for the pastel look, but it's just not the best wig. I mean, they do so well with the bright theming and colours of everybody else, but for I keep saying Sarah Jeffrey, that's the actress's name for Audrey, but for Audrey's outfits, but especially for this first one, I just feel like they could have done so much better. I get that they're going for the pastel princess look, but the hair was just a disappointment. It was so faded looking and I was just like, this is just my opinion by the way, if you loved what I didn't love or whatever, I don't mean to offend anyone, it's just my opinion. So I really do think that they could have just done her hair a little bit more. It didn't have to be like dark pink, but it just needed to be brighter pink and maybe a little bit brighter baby blue. Like, I don't know, especially with a wig, that's not hard to do. So I was a little disappointed with Audrey's initial look. Like, this is the first time we're seeing her since she's been on a spa vacation with Merryweather, Fauna and, wow, Fauna, Florna and Merryweather in the second movie. So, and her outfit as well, I'm not as mad with her first outfit. It's like the pleather baby pink look, but honestly it's more of a peachy pink. I do like what they did with the neckline and stuff. I do feel like it looks Princess Snow Sleeping Beauty. Like, the theming's better with the outfit, but again, there's no blue. I know Aurora sometimes just wears a pink dress and then she just wears a blue dress, so maybe they just went for the pink, but it doesn't scream Sleeping Beauty to me. So I don't hate the outfit, but I do kind of hate the wig. Maybe not hate, that's a strong word, but yeah, I do think that the theming already for Audrey was a little bit disappointing at this point. So Mal and Ben come out onto the stage and this bit had me. I wish, like, if you want to see my reactions to seeing the movie for the first time, I did that when I watched the movie a few weeks ago. It's in one of the weekly vlogs. It's titled, I'll link it below if anyone wants to see that. I did cut some of my reactions out because I wanted it to be pretty much spoiler free. I think I did put a spoiler alert on there though, just in case. But honestly, this scene where Ben proposes, oh my god, it's the perfect proposal. It is everything. So she doesn't know, obviously, and he starts like singing. So he starts doing his, I met this girl out at the moon, rock my world. So he starts singing the song that he sang for Mal in the first movie when she spelled him with the love cookie. I'm just gonna watch it now because it's everything. At this point, I freaked. Listen. It's perfect. I screamed. So it's that bit when he goes, and now look at what you did, you got me. And then you literally click and you know what the next line is, and it's like, oh my god, he's gonna get down on one knee and propose. Like literally I was like freaking out like it was real life. Like it was happening to me. I was like, and then yeah, he does. He goes down on one knee and he gets on his knee and it's like, holy macamole. Whoa, it's the perfect proposal. Like it's absolutely everything. I was like, oh. I loved it. That proposal scene is perfect. I couldn't think of a better way to propose. So the next bit we see Mal has her own purple limo. It's all about Mal. I kind of really like that. She's back with the purple limo. Everything's still purple. And they go and collect the kids. And the next part I want to talk about is Hades. So Hades tries to get out and he's like, I am a god. There's going to be so much like, so many people not agreeing with me, but honestly Hades was like a huge disappointment for me. He just was. He doesn't look like a dad. He just looks like a cool older brother or even a boyfriend. Like he's not, like I don't want to start getting into when is appropriate for people to have kids, but he literally looks a few years older than that to me. He doesn't really look like a dad. That's how I kind of think. I think he looks like an older brother. I just don't think he looks like a dad. You know, my parents had like me and my sisters very young. It's not that, it just, but it, I don't know, there's just something about it and he doesn't look like her dad. So we haven't actually found that out yet. So just talking about why I don't like Hades, yeah, he just doesn't, I don't know, he just doesn't look like a dad to me. I can't really explain it. Like the way he acts around her, it's kind of more of like a big brother, and I know that he's not a dad to her. I know that, so it makes sense that he's not acting like one. But when I'm looking at them, I don't know. If you'd said, if it had come out that it was our older brother, I would have been like, that completely makes sense to me. That's how I see him, an older brother to Mal. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I don't want to offend anyone. I don't want to say that there's a right or wrong age to have kids, blah, blah, blah. It's not that. To me, he just doesn't look like Mal's dad. They dress him really young. Like, he looks really cool and hip and young. He looks like our older brother to me. Like, I am sorry. He just does. So it was just a bit of a disappointment. I would have liked to have seen a bit more of an older Hades. A dad Hades. And I know he's not a dad. Like, he's a rubbish dad. He's never been there for her. Also though, it's a little bit weird that he's been on the isle that time and she knows, and like, you know, it's only a small island. Like surely she could have just, she must have seen him around. Like, yeah, I don't know, the whole Hades thing was just a bit weird for me. And it's actually, her song with Hades is the only song that I don't really like. I actually don't listen to it. I skip past it on the album. I never listen to it on the playlist. I just don't really like that song. I actually found it quite a bit of noise. So I'm just generally disappointed with Hades. Trust me, from a person that doesn't speak to their real dad, that sort of interaction wouldn't go down if you hadn't seen them for a long time. And if it does, like obviously everybody's relationship with the parents is like different. I don't know, maybe that's why I'm so like, that wouldn't happen. Like I don't speak to my real dad and I just feel like if I seen him it wouldn't be a joke, you know? I don't know, I just didn't really like the whole Hades thing at all. Hades is trying to get out and he's like zapping Mal's powers. And it's kind of very like, he's really, it appears like he's really trying to hurt her. And she even like cries and she's like, I could feel all my powers like slipping away. It doesn't make sense. The next time she sees him, she's just like, oh, that was interesting what you did yesterday. And it's like, you were like crying, like it's a bigger deal. Then is it not as big a deal as you made out? Like, I don't know, the whole Hades and Mal interactions, I just didn't really understand or get any of them, to be honest. So yeah, moving on, they go back to the isle, they're all panicking, they're like, what do I do? We need to shut the, and then Mal says we should shut the barrier. And it's like, I don't know, if you think about it, it's a little bit weird. So she's saying we should shut the barrier because of Hades, but then she knows Hades isn't really a threat because she goes and sees him and she's like, oh, that was interesting what you did yesterday. So that doesn't really make sense to me, but I get it's also about all of the villains. Like she feels like she can't protect them from any villains getting out. Like it might not just be Hades. So the whole Hades thing I don't get, but I understand. She feels like maybe she needs to block the barrier because she doesn't want the bad guys getting out and hurting Oridon. So it's not just Hades, it's all of the bad guys. She's worried about it after that interaction with Hades. But again, Hades is not a threat. Don't really get that. So she goes and visits Evie, and the kids that they've brought over are staying with Evie. I think that's really cute. And she doesn't really tell Evie the truth, so you can tell straight away that there's going to be a problem later. She says, you know, they're thinking of shutting the barrier, and Evie's just like, oh, I'm so glad that we have you to defend us. And Mal's just like, yeah. So you can tell right there that there's going to be problems later with that. Okay, so after the whole Hades thing, we go back to Oridon, and possibly the best scene of the movie, we see Audrey crying in her room. Okay, that's not the best part. That sounded pretty mean, but bear with me. So Audrey's crying in her room, and she's drawing in her diary. Don't worry, we're gonna get into the merchandise. Just so excited. Yeah, so she's writing in her diary, and she's like crying, and then she performs her Queen of Mean song. Can we just... That's what Sarah Jeffrey deserves, because wow. Wow, 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 wow. I can only click with one finger. Seriously, this is everything. This is Audrey becoming a villain. It is... Oh! I couldn't have done a better job myself, apart from the outfits. So she's wearing an outfit that I'm okay with the top half, I'm okay with it, I'm okay with this bit, but the wig, no. Singing that song, if you haven't heard Queen of Mean, then you need to listen to it, because I can't stop listening to it. Even Matthew, my partner, sings that like a queen. It's everything. That song is everything. It's literally perfect. It's Audrey becoming a villain. It's my pink and blue princess becoming a villain. It is the best thing since sliced bread. Oh my god, like, I can't stop. Oh, I love it, I love it. Like, I don't know how to describe it other than I love it. I'm getting very excited. I need a sip of tea to calm down. Cheers. Shame they didn't bring out Descendants cups, so I've got my frozen one. She goes to get the crown. It's everything. And what's really interesting is if you listen when the scepter is calling her name, Audrey, you can actually hear, I think, the original Maleficent laugh from the movies. Yeah, so after it's like, Audrey, Audrey, and it's like, something is pulling, it's so magnetic. And then if she keeps doing a few more lines, and then you hear, and it's like the actual Maleficent, or it sounds just like the Maleficent laugh from the original Sleeping Beauty movie. It's amazing, it's everything. It's obviously the evilness inside the scepter calling her. And then she's like, my reign will be endless. She grabs it, and she transforms into the villain queen that she is. So, as much as I love this song, and as much as I love the vibe and what's happening, again, I think they could have done better with the outfit. So I've actually watched a documentary on the outfit now, on like creating it and the details on it. I'm not as mad about the outfit as I was when I first watched the movie. A lot of effort went into it. I see what they were going for. So they do the whole pink with the black lace and feathers, and it's very like villain princess. But again, I just feel like they could have gone for... I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to still keep it pastely because she is a princess. And then they've added in the black, which is from Maleficent. I get it. And they do her hair vibrant. Her hair is pink and blue, quite similar to how I used to do my own, if not a little darker, but hers with streaks instead of mine is always like separated like this. I don't have enough hair to do streaks. The wig I'm not mad at. Would I like to have seen one side pink and one side blue like I do mine? Yes, I think it would have gone with the theme better if they'd done the rest of the outfit like that, but the hair's definitely better than when she's a princess. But the outfit, I just feel like they could have done really dark pink and really dark blue. So instead of the black feathers, it's hard. Now that I know how they styled the outfit, I do like the pink with the black. It's very Princess Maleficent villain, and she looks amazing. But I just feel like I would have liked to have seen a pink and blue villain. You know, I just would have liked a bit more pink and blue in her outfit. Even if they just added some blue through the feathers or something, just something. So yeah, as epic as this scene is, and as awesome as Sarah Jeffrey plays this part for the rest of the movie, I was just a little disappointed with the outfit. So last time I was more disappointed with her wig when she was still a princess, and then this time I'm not as mad as at the villain wig, but I do feel like she could have had a better outfit. I mean, so she owns it. She's like, she's like doing all this, like it is amazing, and she's like, my reign will be endless, and it's like, yes. Honestly, I just think everything about it apart from the outfit is everything. I'm all here for it. It's just what I wanted. It's finally my turn. That's song! Oh my god, that song though! While Mal is at Evie's like little mini castle, like it's really cute, it's really nice to see that Evie really has like created herself like a little castle, like she's gotten everything she's always wanted. But straight away I noticed that in this scene when she's talking to Mal about keeping the barrier, like trying to open the barrier and let the kids through and stuff, she's wearing a black spotty top. And I just don't know how Evil Queen Evie themed that is. So that outfit doesn't really make sense to me. I'm going to talk about outfits a lot. Like, theming is huge for me. Like, it's one of the reasons why I love Descendants. Like, I love theming. Like, over-the-top theming is my thing. So, yeah, I'm a bit kind of like, why is Evie wearing a black, white polka dot top? I didn't really get that part. I was a bit like, I don't really get it. Because the rest of Evie's outfits, like, make sense to me. But, yeah. So, yeah. I didn't really get that part, but we'll breeze over that. Okay, so the next part is Mal sees Audrey as evil Audrey for the first time. Audrey comes over and she's like, I was hoping you were home. Oh my word, she like owns that villain that she has become. Sarah Audrey Jeffrey. Seriously, she's so good. She's just really having fun with it and is just all out. And Mal's just like, is this a joke? Like, it's hilarious. Mal's outfit, so I was saying there's another outfit that is a favourite of mine for Mal. This part where Mal sees Audrey as a villain for the first time. What Mal is wearing that we literally do not hardly get to see is my other favourite outfit of this movie. It is so purple and green, and I just want her to be the purple and green Maleficent child that she is. So I really like this part. I will say at this point, when Audrey turns out into the old hag, and I literally thought, is she going to be an old hag for quite a majority of the movie? Because that wasn't in the trailer at all. But obviously we learn as soon as she goes back through the barrier, she's back as our purple and green Mal because magic can't work there. So yeah, at first I was like, how is she going to be an old hag for so long? But we figure out she's not going to be. It is weird though that she can barely walk, and then in the next scene she's driving a motorbike. So it's a bit like, well, a little like moped thing. And it's like, I thought you could barely walk. How are you driving that thing? That can't be safe. Like, I thought maybe she'd be on the back of like Evie's or something. But she gets turned into the old hag and they have to go and get Hades' emblem to help break, like, you know, fight the scepter magic and Audrey's curse and all that. So they take Celia with them, and you know, because Celia says she knows where Hades' Hades' hideout is because she used to kind of be like his errand girl. Evie's outfit as well when she's helping Mal is gorgeous. I will say as well, we kind of get like a little kind of clip of Dude, and Dude's voice has changed and he's also a lot more CGI, which was a little disappointing, but still, it's Dude, he's cute. So the next part is Jane's birthday party. Jane is Fairy Godmother's daughter, and there's Chad, so he's being his usual in love with himself. So like Jane's getting annoyed by him, she's like, go and take some selfies with someone, and it's really funny. Like, I love Chad. And then Audrey pops out and she's very like, why wasn't I invited? And it's very like, that's so ironic because, you know, Mal's mom wasn't invited to something and did the whole curse thing that Audrey's about to do. So I really like that they did that. She wasn't invited to something, she was like, oh, I wasn't invited. Yeah, it's so good that they do that because then she does the same curse that Maleficent does and puts everyone to sleep. And that song that she does, the happy birthday one, oh, I want that song at my birthday every year. It's so good, it's so enchanting and evil, and honestly, just everything about Sarah Jeffrey apart from the outfits. And Audrey is so good in this movie. And I love that Chad's straight over and he's like, you need somebody to be like your little guy, like on the side thing. So yeah, she's like, get behind me. It's so good. It's like, yes, get behind me. Every evil, awesome villain girl, or every girl, has a guy stood behind her, not the other way around. I really like that. The thing I will say about these movies is that the lead roles, right from the start, have always been empowering women. Like, we have, you know, like Mal and Maleficent in number 1. In the second one, we have Uma and Mal. And then in this one, we have Mal and Audrey. Like, it's always girls in charge. Like, I love it. It's so good for young girls to watch this and feel empowered by the girl power. So I will just say now as well, I think it's so good that Audrey's evil power is pink mist and smoke. Like, her evilness is pink. So Maleficent is like green. So when she's casting spells, it's pink. I mean, it's just perfect, isn't it? So I do like that as soon as they go over to the aisle, Mal is back to her purple and green self. It's quite good how they did this. So her outfit that she has on at this point is the same outfit that she has when she comes through the barrier with the emblem, but it's purple and green, and then when she moves through the barrier, it turns purple and blue. So she has like the same cut-offs and stuff. Like I'm pretty sure it's pretty much exactly the same outfit. So obviously, you know, she's on the aisle, she doesn't have powers, she's purple and green, and then as soon as she goes through with the powers, she's got the blue. So I did like that they kind of did that with the outfit there. That was quite cool to see. All of their outfits at this point are just amazing. Like every single one of them looks good. Like Carlos looks amazing with the white, Jay looks so cool and grown up, and then obviously Evie at this point. I think this is one of my favourite outfits with the white and the red and the blue. I actually loved this one so much as I got this doll. That's the outfit I'm talking about, so we'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, like Evie looks stunning in this part. Mal goes off to get like with Celia and see Hades, and I just didn't really like that interaction at all, to be honest, so that's really all I'm going to say about it. But one thing I did find a little weird, I find like, I hope it doesn't sound like I'm hating on this movie too much, because I really loved it, I really did. I'm just going through the movie and pointing out little things. I'm so particular with these movies, but overall, honestly, I love this movie. Like overall, it's definitely not my favorite Descendants, but it's Descendants, so I loved it. But we'll carry on. So they come out of seeing like Dr. Facilier, and Harry Hook and Gib have gone off with the mopeds. So Evie and Jay and Carlos are like, we'll get them, and Mar's like, I'll go get the album. And I honestly do kind of feel like that was just a little kind of, let's get rid of them for a second so Mal can have a Hades scene, which I get, but I do feel like this movie out of all of them was definitely the most let's focus on Mal. Like if you watch the first movie, it really is about all four of them. The second one is more about Mal, but there's still bits of them, but this movie is predominantly Mal, which I'm fine with because Mal's my favourite, but I would have liked to see a bit more from the other three. I know Evie has her like song, One Kiss, but yeah, it's predominantly Mal in this movie, let's be honest. Okay, so the next bit, they come out the barrier, Mal turns blue, and I get it, she has the emblem, so I get it. She predominantly turns blue, but just because she has so much emblem going through her in Hades, and she has the purple and the blue, I still don't see why they couldn't have kept a bit of green in there. I know they make her predominantly blue like this. This is her outfit for the rest of the movie. She's just so blue, and there's bits of purple, but to me that just doesn't scream Mal. Don't get me wrong, it's a really cool outfit, she looks gorgeous, but I just don't get why they couldn't have like kept the green in like these parts. So literally our outfit a second ago was this outfit but purple and green, and then when she comes through the barrier it's purple and blue. So I just think that yes, they added the blue in for Hades, why they couldn't have just had some even bits of dark green going through, just something. Like it bugs me. I know it shouldn't bug me so much, it's ridiculous, but I just want a little bit of green in there. In the first movie there's purple and green and bits of pink, so it's like why couldn't they have some green in there, you know? Or anyway, but when you think about our outfit when she comes into her own in Descendants 2, this right here is the best Mal look. Like she is a babe. The hair, the green, the belt, like yeah, and the heels with the purple and the green, like oh man, I just love it. Not sure why her hand has a red glove on there, because I'm pretty sure it doesn't in the movie. That's weird. So Gil and Hook burst through, and then Uma shows up, and yeah, I think Uma looks amazing at this point. Like Gary? That's because I tried to say Gib and Hook. Gary. Yeah, so Gib and Hook, Gaston's son and Hook's son. I keep saying Hook, but it's Harry. Yeah, like they look cool as well. Like I do feel like there was less interaction from them two in this movie as well. There was definitely a lot more from them in the second one. Don't get me wrong, I love the whole like it's mainly about Mal, and like Uma is the leader of that crew and stuff. Like it's very female empowered, but that doesn't mean that I don't want to see more from all of our favourite villain kids, you know, the characters. I did find it a bit weird though that she hasn't really been up to anything bad. She's just kind of been enjoying herself and forgetting about all of her pals. That was a little bit disappointing because, you know, it was very like my pirate crew and I'm the leader and we're all going to get out of here in the second movie, and then it's kind of not that at all in the third movie. Even Gil's like, but you left us. I think sometimes I keep saying Gib and sometimes I say Gil, but it's Gil, isn't it? I don't know why I keep saying that, sorry. So they head to Oridon, everybody's asleep, and they head to Evie's to kind of like camp out and make their first plan. So just before we see the villain kids going through the barrier, Audrey goes and pays Ben a visit. I love Ben's outfit at this point. It's the whole blue and yellow. It's very Beauty and the Beast. I absolutely adore it. So Audrey pops through the window and she's like, oh hey Benny Boo. That's so cute. Yeah, I remember watching this bit and it's just, you've got to feel sorry for the chick. Like, you really do. Like, honestly, like, she's got a point. Mal stole her life. Like, I'd be angry. I'd be a villain. I'd turn into a villain and get my revenge. It makes sense. Like, you know, she's had in her mind all this time that she was in love with Ben and that she was gonna be queen one day. It's been our family plan. Like, she was making people proud. Like, you know, the perfect princess life. And then Mal literally does take that away from her. Like, you've got to be mad about that. So I don't blame her. And when Ben goes, just give me the scepter and I'll forgive you, I literally went, oh, wrong choice of words there, sonny boy. Yeah, it really is the wrong choice of words. Even Audrey's like, what? Yeah, I think it's great what she does to him. I think it's so funny, and that scene is just like, she's so good at being bad. Like, she really is. Like, Sarah Jeffrey really does that part justice. So we see Audrey then back at her kind of place where our mum hid out with the three fairies and with Chad, and Chad is just so scared. It's such a funny scene. It's just like, poor Chad, like, what has he gotten himself into? Like, Audrey's really evil, bless him so much. And then of course the four villain kids and the pirates then go into they're looking for Ben, and Audrey kind of sets all of her knights onto them. Again, this is another song where I at first was like, I don't get this song, especially a bit when she goes, suit of armor, strong and true, make this metal bust move, and then she's like with her hands above her head. I was like, that's a little saucy. That's a little saucy for a Disney movie. Yeah, just that move was a little bit like, she could have done something a bit funky. I was like, that's a little saucy. I mean, don't get me wrong, she looks amazing, but I was like, do you know what I mean? Is it just me? Am I being a prude? Am I being, you know, like, seeing it as something that it's not? I was just a little bit like, oh, okay. They do the whole dance thing and with the knights, and yeah, now that I have listened to that song a couple of times, Night Falls, I adore it. I love that song. That with Good to Be Bad is probably my favourite two songs from this movie. Then, no, sorry, not Good to Be Bad. Wow, okay, so my favourite songs are definitely Queen of Mean and Night Falls, then Good to Be Bad, and then Hades' song I don't really like, and Mal's song on our own I don't like too much. We'll get onto that. And then the final song I do like, but yeah, not loads. Like, I'm definitely not as in love with the music in this movie as, like, say the second one and the first one. The Night Falls scene, it took me a couple of times to get used to it. It's a little, I don't know, it's very Descendants. It's like very like cheesy Descendants, like, you know, the fighting, but it's very choreographed, but you love it anyway. But yeah, there's like just the dance bit where she gets them all to dance. It's like, I thought she said that her, I don't know, does she use the emblem? But she says that her power is not strong enough to overcome the Maleficent scepter, so I don't know, maybe she uses the emblem. I'm going to be really pedantic and pick on something that I don't need to, but there's a couple of points in this particular dance scene when the three main girls are all dancing together at the entrance back at the door, and it's out of sync a couple of times, and it really bugs me because I feel like Descendants is so good at getting stuff like that right. So it's the bit where they all like put the leg out and stuff, and they're just not in sync, and it's like, but I know they can. Like, I've seen them dance. Like, I don't know, were the girls just not into the dancing as much in this movie? Like, am I being like too picky and mean about that? Like, I don't want to come across as mean because I really do love this movie and this song is everything. But yeah, there's just a bit where they all dance together and it's just a little out of sync, and I'm like, they're normally a lot more on that. Like, their dancing's normally quite, like, when they're all in time with each other, it's really good. So that was a little, I remember noticing that, and I was a bit like, okay, okay. I do like that they kind of give Jay and Gil a little kind of, they're trying to get like a little bit of a friendship going. Like, I do like that. But I do feel like Harry and Carlos really do get left out of this movie the most. Especially Carlos, I'm going to say. Not much really happens to him in this movie. He gets his little bit with Jane when he gives her the necklace. But even Harry kind of gets a little bit more because he keeps kind of fighting with with Jay. But yeah, Carlos especially gets left out. Okay, so I'm sorry if I've moved or the camera angle has changed, but I've just changed the battery. Sorry about that. So the next bit I want to talk about was when they're all at Evie's house and Evie does her little one kiss, do 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 do. Yeah, the first time I seen that, I wasn't blown away by the song itself. However, Sophia Carson, who plays Evie, is amazing. Like, she owns that. She doesn't need anybody else around. She does all the dance moves, she sings it. It's really good. She does it really well. And now that I've heard the song a few more times, I am definitely a lot more open into actually listening to it and putting it on. Would I put it on as much as I put the other ones on? Like, would I think I want to listen to that song? Maybe not, but I do like it more than I did the first time I heard it, but visually it's very good. The bit that did confuse me about this though is at the end she kisses him, and like, he can't know that he's under a spell, surely, because he's just been put to sleep and he's sleeping, and it's like when you sleep and you wake up in the first couple of seconds you don't know where you are. And she kisses him and then he doesn't wake up because he's pretending not to, and then he sits up and it's like a joke and it's like, ha, and it's like, but I don't know, would you do that? You've just declared your love for each other because it's, you know, you obviously do love each other, and it's just a very precious moment. And how did he even realise that that was what was going on? Like, he didn't know he was getting put under a sleeping spell, so how did he know to wake up and then not open his eyes and wait a few seconds for it to be a joke? You know? So I don't know if I really liked that little bit there. I was a bit like, they could have done that a little bit better, but you know, it's a cute little joke. Awkward if anything, but yeah. So the next bit, when they see Prince Ben out in the woods, is honestly so funny when they're trying to like pull the little thing out of his hand. Gil goes like, my dad said that his dad didn't handle pain very well, and it's so funny. Some of the things that Gil says during that bit is just it's so iconic. It's Gaston's son and Beast's son, and then Gil's like, my dad said that his dad doesn't handle pain very well. And honestly, it's just everything. These movies are so iconic, like, I'm sorry, but they are. And then Jane obviously comes with a little squirter and squirts him, and then he has like a little mutant teeth and it's so cute, and it's like, oh, he's all grown up, bless him. So yeah, I like that scene, that was cute. So the next bit we see is Audrey kind of shoving Chad into that like cupboard, and it's definitely I don't know, like, she's quite mean to him. It's almost hard to watch. I know it's just a joke and it's a movie, but she's bullying him quite a lot. Poor Chad, like, he's only trying to help. So Audrey puts planks all over the house, and Mal and Uma have to work together. That good Descendants cheese, let's work together. Yeah, like, it's cute. They get rid of it and it works, and like, Uma's necklace works and stuff, so I like that bit. I do find sometimes it's almost a little too cheesy though, like especially when Evie's like, see, I told you if you guys work together, and it's like, okay, we get it. So they head off to see if Audrey is in her three fairies kind of cottage. And she's not there, but Chad is, bless them, locked away. That's like, bless them, yeah. And Jane goes to try and see if she can find her mom, see if she can get like the wand and stuff. It is a little bit weird though. She goes to see her mom, finds her mom, and then the next time we'll see her, it's quite a bit later in the movie, like a good 20 minutes, and she's just kind of sat next to her waiting for her to wake up, and it's like, you're not really doing anything. I thought you were going to go and go and find your mom and see if you could help. And then they go find her, and then the three of them just kind of sit around, and it was like, was that just another way to get rid of these three characters away from the main storyline? Because they just sat around, and then when she isn't made of stone anymore, it's like, oh, you're awake, and it's like, yeah, you did nothing, you sat and watched me. So I don't really get why they go looking for her. They're just gonna not really help, but okay. So the next bit, they all come out of the cottage, and Mal confesses that she is going to be closing the barrier, and she basically lied to everyone. That was the deal that Uma made. I think I forgot to mention that, but Uma obviously made the deal, like, I will help you defeat Audrey if you make sure that everybody can come out of the barrier, blah blah blah. And yeah, Mal confesses, and she's like, yeah, that might have been a lie. Uma goes, and so does Harry, and then the rest of them all get turned to stone by Audrey, which is like, huh, if you could do that, why didn't you do that already by now? I guess she was maybe one to battle Mal on her own, but it was like, yeah, why haven't you done that by now? And also she does it and then doesn't show her face. It's like, did Audrey turn them into stone? I assume it was Audrey. And obviously Celia throws, like she throws a little tantrum because she's angry too, rightly so. She throws Hades' emblem into the water so it doesn't work anymore, and she runs off, and obviously Audrey captures her. So the next thing is Mal's song. Not really a fan of this song, to be honest. It's probably one of the only songs that I haven't really listened to a lot to try and see if I like it, but initially I know I don't really like it. I don't know, it's just not that catchy. Like, Mal's song on her own in the first one, If Only, is one of my favourite songs of all time, so yeah, this one was a little bit disappointing. So obviously she runs after Uma and she's like, help me. And Uma's like, no. Rightly so, no girl, I ain't helping you. You lied to me. And then Mal sees Audrey, and she has Celia. And she turns into the dragon, and then Mal and Uma end up, you know, me and you girl, come on, we can do this, and they defeat Audrey. So yeah, like it's a bit weird that Audrey was just up there because she turned them into stone, and then Mal happens to see her. Like, I don't know, it's a bit like, okay, was that your big plan? Like, is that really the big thing? Yeah, okay, like, it's fine. She defeats her, and then Audrey is like, I don't know, in some sort of sleeping curse herself. It doesn't really explain, but she's basically turned back into princess version of her. I guess because they knocked the crown and everything off her. She's turned back into princess version, and she's just not waking up. So the answer to that is to call Hades. I don't know, I think maybe at this point Mal could have done like this on her own. Like, she could have used the emblem, like, you know, she's meant to be one of the strongest, she can turn herself into a dragon like her mom. So I don't know, if I was an Ordon and I was a good guy and I was trying to protect it, I don't know if I'd ask Hades to, I don't know if I'd let Hades into Ordon. Like, me, yeah, I'd let Hades into Ordon because I know what he would do. If you let Hades into Ordon after all that time, he would create havoc. Like, he wouldn't be, I personally don't think he would be the good guy and save Audrey like that. And I know, like, he does it for Mal, and Mal trusts him, and that's why she lets him into Ordon, but I still just don't get that relationship. Like, it's really sweet. Like, she trusts him, and he does it for her, and then he happily goes back. But it's like, would you go back if you got out, and you seen how amazing it was there, and you did them a favour, and then they locked you back up? I don't know. I just don't get the whole Hades thing, to be honest. And then honestly, I feel like Audrey should still be angry, but she's not. She's just like, oh my god, I can't believe I hurt you guys. I don't want to sound like I'm hating on the end of the movie, because I'm not. Overall, I love it as a Descendants movie. I think it's just because I've loved Descendants so much, but I don't know, maybe they could have done this better. Like, I don't know what I would do different. But I'm just pointing out, I don't know if Hades would have done that, and I just think that, like, when Audrey wakes up, I was just a bit surprised that she was like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. I don't know, maybe it's kind of trying to teach us a lesson that, I mean, it is teaching us the lesson that anyone can be good and anyone can be bad. You know, it doesn't matter where you've come from, sort of thing, or like who your parents are. And not all people are bad all the time, and not all people are good all of the time. So she has a little moment, she vents, and then she wakes up and she's like, okay, I've thought about it and I'm sorry. Maybe it's just because I really like my villains, but I would have liked Hades to have been like, I ain't going back. And I would have liked Audrey to have been like, I'm still mad. So maybe that's just me. But yeah, I don't know how thrilled I was with that ending, but obviously everything has to go back to being okay. And I do like the story that comes from it. Like the moral of the story that comes from that is, like I just said, Hades is a bad guy, but he does that for his daughter, and Audrey is a good person, but turns into a bad guy and then goes back to being a good guy. So that is the story, that is the moral of the story, and that's why they opened the barrier. I mean, I will say, when Mal was like, I'm gonna open the barrier, I was like, I'm sorry, but that's not a good idea. If you watch the first movie, and as soon as that barrier goes down, Maleficent is out of there and wreaking havoc. So they let the barrier down. The opening, like the ending song is, it's okay, it's not one of my favourites, but it's definitely not the worst movie or whatever, the worst song of the movie. Not that any of them are terrible, but yeah, it's not my favourite song. That scene where they open the barrier, I was like, okay, think about this for a second. If you open that barrier, there isn't just villain kids in there that want a chance. There are real villains in there that are angry that they have been locked up for, what, 16 or longer years? Like, if I was a villain and I'd been locked on that isle with like no good food, like if you actually read the books, they eat all the scraps from Oridon and everything, like no powers, like I don't know, everything that a villain has worked for, and then they open the barrier, you're not just gonna be like, oh yeah, okay, I'll go back over and I'll be good. You'd be like, vengeance? Surely that's bad. Surely that's gonna be like, right, let's start a war, villains are gonna take over, let's all just get together and take over. But that doesn't happen. Everybody runs across the bridge, everybody's happy, everybody's dancing, and it's like, okay, maybe, you know, the barrier goes down and they see the broadcast and Mal's like, you know what, anyone can be good, anyone can be bad, and maybe the villains all think, okay, we'll give it a chance. But maybe in a few months' time, one of the villains is like, you know what, no, I still don't like this and I'm angry. So maybe that could be a Descendants 4. So it just makes for a happy ending, but is it realistic? I don't know. But then maybe it's leading up to the next movie if they do one. Obviously now they probably won't because of Cameron Boyce. But I like the sentiment, you know. let's all just get on, we'll open the barrier and see how it goes. I don't know, I like my villains as villains, so I don't know how much I like the ending, but I do like the idea that the kids do get a chance to go and live in Oridon. Hades and Ben's interaction is everything. It's so funny, it's absolutely brilliant. If I was Ben, I'd be scared too. And then the very end scene, the 4 villain kids run back over the bridge where it all started, which I think is so cute and brilliant, and I really liked that. And you could see them all in all the glory, like Mal was all purple. I don't know if she was all purple, but you know, they were all in the colours, and they run back over to see the parents. And it's like, but Hades came over, and so did Lady Tremaine, so how come your parents haven't already come over? Like, would you stay over there if the barrier had gone down? So I don't know, there's a lot of questions, but overall, to round it off, I did like the movie. I did. I'm just, you know, just going through it because I'm so obsessed with these movies. So overall, yes, I liked the movie, but yes, there are things that I didn't like. Maybe I just like it so much because it was another Descendants movie and I'm obsessed with the Descendants, so it was nice to see another movie. No movie is ever going to be perfect, apart from Descendants 2. But yeah, like, it's not my favourite Descendants movie. It's definitely not my least favourite because you know, it's definitely has its awesome parts, like Audrey. She is a queen. She is the queen of mean. But those were all the parts that I did and didn't like broken down, and I've been talking for a really long time. So what I'm now going to do is go through all of the merchandise that I have for 1, 2 and 3, and then we'll round this off because I really have been talking a long time. I literally started recording this at 2:30. It's now 5 o'clock. I had plenty of time to do a load of movie reviews today. I still need to do my Maleficent review. I still need to do my Lion King and Aladdin live action reviews. Wow, so this is why I put off doing the movie reviews, because I love talking about movies and it isn't just like a 10-minute movie. Like, I really go all out. Like, I love talking about movies. So I hope you enjoyed that part of the review. If you're just here for the movie review, then that was it, and I'm now going to go on to my merchandise. Okay, so as I said at the beginning of the video, when I first got into Descendants, the first Descendants movie had already been out well over a year, and I watched it on Disney Life. So because I was watching on Disney Life, I never got the first DVD because I just kept watching on Disney Life. If you don't know what Disney Life is, it's an app that Disney have out. You pay $4.99 for it a month, and it's just got loads of Disney movies and music on there, and you get 10% off a Disney store. It won't be available anymore, probably next year, because they're replacing it with Disney Plus, which is available everywhere else in the world, which was recently released, which is really similar, so I don't really get why they did that, but anyway. But you don't get the Disney Life anymore, Disney discount. Anyway, so I remember the merch was in Disney Store, but I didn't see the movie. So I was quite lucky in that respect that it was the first movie, because the merch didn't sell as fast as the second or third movie stuff once it's got a bit of a fan base. So after I seen the first movie, once it was on Disney Life, so a good year after it was first released, I went into Disney Store and was like, oh my god, like, please have something left, like, I love it. And all I could get from the first movie was this. Ta-da! So this is Mal's spellbook, or Maleficent's spellbook, from the first movie. So if you don't recognise this very much, it's because in the second movie they added a green kind of blue-green hue around this gold bit, which I do have a version of from the third movie, so I'll show you that in a second. But yeah, so I got this from the first movie. It's the only merch I think I have that I bought from the first movie. I don't know why they added the green around it. I don't know if it was because this is Maleficent's spellbook, and then once she hands it to Mal and Mal starts using it a lot, like in the second movie, it gets the green around it because then it's Mal's spellbook. I don't know, but I have Maleficent's spellbook from the first movie. It's got like all of the names in, like Evie and Queen and Once Upon a Time. Actually, hang on a second. This is not themed right at all. What? I've never noticed that before, but inside it says fairest, Evie. Oh no, wait. Yeah, it says good and Evie. Once upon a now, fairest. It's basically evil queen and Evie themed, which doesn't make sense because it's not Evie's or evil queens, it's Maleficent's and Mal's. I don't know if you can see that, but I've never noticed that before. But then inside it's just got like Mal's symbol there, and it's just lined, and it's gold, and it's got the gold on it and everything. So yeah, that is Mal's book, or Maleficent's book, from the first movie. And then I do actually have the first movie album, but I actually just bought this literally a few weeks ago. So I bought the music for the third movie. I already had the music for the second movie, so I'll get onto the second movie stuff in a minute. But when I bought the album for the third movie, I remembered that I didn't have the album from the first movie. I guess I just kept listening to it on YouTube. So I do have the Descendants 1 album, but I actually just got it on Amazon a few weeks ago with the third movie album, so it's just got all the bits in there. So the CD is in my boyfriend's car because as much as he tries to deny it, he loves the music as much as I do. So it's just got like, you know, you can see them all there from the first movie. So cute. And there's like a little map of Oregon. How cute is that? I do like that every time I've gone to Disney Store the last few weeks, literally every time I'm in, there is Descendants on the music and on the screens and stuff. So that's really cool because I just feel like nobody really talks about Descendants. I feel like when the second movie out, people still weren't talking about it very much, but with the third movie, so many more people are talking about it. So the last bit of merch I have from the first movie, but I think I got it after the second movie came out. And my friend actually bought me this for my birthday off Amazon, and it's the thing that I can't find. So here's a picture of me wearing it. It is basically Mal's graffiti that she does in the first movie on a t-shirt, and it's really cool and I love it. And it comes in all different like t-shirt colours and sizes. And actually, if you type in to Amazon Descendants t-shirt adult, there are loads of Descendants t-shirts for around 20 quid in loads of different colours and loads of different like prints and everything. So check out Amazon if you want a Descendants adult t-shirt. So that's all the merch I have for Descendants 1. So Descendants 2. So I have the album for Descendants 2. Where is it? I just had it. Oh, so I have the album for Descendants 2. I got this in Disney Store. So I got this when 2 came out. Again, it's like themed inside. Let's have a look what it looks like inside. I mean, Mal's hair is everything. So you've got like Uma in all her glory. Don't get me wrong, I love Uma's outfit in the second movie, and I forgot to mention actually Uma's outfit at the very end is really cool as well of the third movie. But I think Uma's outfit in the second movie is better than any of our outfits in the third movie. Actually, Uma's like ball outfit for Cotillion is really nice, and her hair is awesome as well. So I think I prefer everyone's outfits in number 2, to be honest. Also, I totally forgot to mention, it's such a shame that Lorne isn't in number 3. Like, she's in 1 and 2, Mulan's daughter, and she's not in 3 at all, and she's not even mentioned. So I don't know why, that was a bit of a shame. So I also have the DVD, obviously, from Descendants 2. Again, I got this in Disney Store, so it's just a DVD. The disc actually looks exactly the same as the third movie's DVD. It's all white, it just says 3. Okay, so also from Descendants 2, I have Mal. So I I even have like shop with me videos and pictures of me holding the Evie doll from number 2 and the Uma doll from number 2. And the dolls are not really expensive considering Disney Store doll prices. But yeah, I just couldn't really, that was literally all it came down to. I just really couldn't afford to buy 3 dolls. It would have been, I think I remember them being £24 in the second movie, and this time they were 21 or 22, 21. So they were a little bit cheaper this time, not by a lot. So I bought Mal. I absolutely adore her. I think she's so amazing. So this was the second movie. Again, I don't know why that's red. And then her shoes are so cool. Like, they actually, like, she looks just like Mal in the movie. Like, this really is Mal's best look. Like, I really do like Mal in number 2. I will say though that our belts are all gold, so I'm not really sure why they're all black on the doll, because the thing on her hand's gold, and she stands on a purple little doll stand that I got her. And yeah, she stands in my other room. So yeah, I went back to get Evie and she'd sold out, and then I went back to get Uma and she'd sold out. So I never ended up getting any other dolls from the second movie, and I definitely feel like we get so much less merch than America. So I think that is all the merch I have from the second movie as well. So the thing is, with the second movie, when it came out, I was a little bit kind of like, yeah, the purse strings were tight at that point, which was a bit of a shame because I really did miss out on the merch. I remember I really wanted Evie's necklace, and I had it in my hand and it was only like a tenner, and I was like, no, I need to be good. And then I went back and it was sold out. I was so good. So I didn't get a lot from the second movie. So when the second movie came out, my good friend Hannah Marie Magic made me these Descendants ears. So how cool are these? Like, these are Hannah Marie Magic. They are like themed Descendants. I don't think these are listed on our website. I think she might have just made them for me, or I don't know if she just made them when the second movie came out and then discontinued them. But I don't know, maybe if you ask her, she'd be able to make you them, I don't know. But I will link her website below. She doesn't just do Descendants ears, she does loads of different types of ears. She's a lovely person as well. She's so talented and just such a beautiful soul. So yeah, if anybody wants to get any ears from Hannah, I do have a discount code and it's Sarah Louise. It's an affiliate code, but it will get you some money off and it doesn't cost you anything to use it. It just means I'll get a little something back from Hannah to say thank you for promoting her brand. But she's a good friend and she's really talented, so why would I not? I mean, look at these ears that she made. So yeah, just drop her a message and be like, I seen Sarah's Descendants ears, can you do me some if you really want some? Because yeah, you can't get these in the park, so thanks Hannah. Okay, so on to the third movie. Merchandise. I definitely have the most merch from the third movie. So I have the DVD. I also have the album, the music, like the first and the second one, but that's something else that I can't show you because it's actually in Matthew's car, my partner. He will deny this, but he loves the Descendants music as much as I do. And honestly, last time I was in his car, he had Queen of Mean on and he was singing every word like a right little diva. I was like, what has happened to you? It's so funny. So I do actually have the Descendants 3 music album, but I don't have it to show you. So the first thing I actually bought when the merch hit Disney Store was this tumbler. I was so excited about this and I love it. It's huge, it's such a big size, and it has our VKs on there and it's sparkly purple and it's got green on it. It's such a good size, and it does have Uma on there as well, which I really like. So, and it says Born VK, and it's, yeah, I love it. It's really big. I think, oh, it's still got the price on even though I've used it loads. It was £9, which is not bad at all. I do wish they'd done a cup as well, but yeah, I absolutely adore that. So that was the first thing I bought when the merch came out. Oh, I love the colour scheme, it matches my hair, even though my hair's fading. It was purple, it's going blue. So I can't quite remember the order after that, so I'm just going to start showing you everything. But the next thing I've got is this Descendants pen with Evie's kind of Evie's emblem on there. The pen is plain, it doesn't even say Descendants, which was a little disappointing, and it was £6, but it does have that bit on there which I really like. So this merch is pretty much all Disney Store or Amazon. So that was Disney Store, that was Disney Store. The CDs and the albums you can get from Amazon, but some of them I got from Disney Store, and I think everything else I got is Disney Store. Yeah, it is, everything else is Disney Store. So I do have the Mal doll. Like I said, I do prefer Mal's outfit in the second movie, but still, I had the second Mal, so I had to get the third one. I wish I'd gotten the first Mal doll, but I'd never even seen it. Like, I wasn't watching the movies when it was first released, so I don't even know what it looks like. But it's really nice. It's got like Mal on the back there, and yeah, it's really cool. I don't know if I'm going to take her out of the box. I think I will, and I'll stand her with this one. I think that would be really cute. I mean, you can see how much more blue she is. Sorry, my lights keep shining on the plastic. But yeah, I did miss out on the Evie and Uma dolls. So this time I was determined, because I really liked Evie's outfit in this movie. So I did manage to get myself the Evie doll in the third movie. I mean, look at Sophia Carson. She is a babe. You can probably still get these on Amazon and eBay, but I got mine in Disney Store and these were $20.99. I mean, just look at the detailing on her. She is so beautiful. The next thing I got in Disney Store again was these gadget decals, and they are like removable. This was like £6, yeah, £6, and it just had a load of different bunch of ones on, and I was like, oh, that's amazing, I definitely need it. So I haven't used them all yet, but I have decorated the back of my Samsung little tablet, like laptop-y thing. I haven't done the other side yet, but I'm going to. But yeah, that's just some of the decals, and they do like have a clear backing, and then they peel off if you need them to. Because I used to have Ariel and princesses on there, but they don't last very long. So I kind of peeled off what was left of them, and then I've done that. But I've still got loads left, like it came with loads. So the next thing is the Descendants reusable bag, which I got from Disney Store. The stuff in there. What I really like about this is it is our 4 leading ladies. Like, I mean, look at that lineup. Sorry, the lights are like shining on the plastic. What a lineup, girl power at its best. We've got Sleeping Beauty's daughter, Maleficent's daughter, Evil Queen's daughter, and Ursula's daughter. I mean, it's just perfect. It's a really good size as well. It's just the same on the back. Yeah, the purple handles and the green lining. I had to have it. I think it was $3.50. And the next thing that I bought was this t-shirt. So this is actually a kid's t-shirt, but I didn't care. I got the biggest size and I was like, I am squeezing myself into that. The reason I'm standing up is because it does actually have the apple embroidered on there, so I just wanted to show you. And then it's got little slits and it says, "May the fiercest win," and it's got the 4 leading ladies on there. There's a nice view of my chest for you. Sorry about that. I want to say £14. It might have been a bit less, but it's an age 14. It's the biggest kid size that you can get. So yeah, I love it. It just fits. Like, it's not tight, but it's fitted, and I don't really like fitted clothes, but it's Descendants, so I'll wear it. So if you watched my Instagram stories or my weekly vlog, you'll know what's coming next, because I freaked out about this. I did a big unboxing on my weekly vlog. I'll leave it below if you want to see like my initial reaction of me unboxing this. But basically, I was contacted by Disney and they know how much I love Descendants, which honestly means so much to me because, like I said, I don't really see anybody else talking about Descendants. Like, I'm such a huge fan. I can't understand why everybody isn't obsessed. So when they contacted me and they were like, "Can we send you something out to celebrate Descendants 3? I was like, yeah. So I unboxed it. I still can't get over this. And they had sent me a giant spell book. Oh, look at it. It's actually, so when I was saying the green around the thing, this is what I meant. So if you look at what the book used to look like and what it looks like now, you can see it didn't used to have the green around it. So this is actually a storage box. So it was full of goodies, which I'm going to show you now. But yeah, they sent me this and it's really cool. It's still got the letter inside that they sent to me. "Hi Sarah, to celebrate the launch of Descendants 3 this Friday, we put a little package of goodies." Yeah, and they also really kindly gifted me a trip to, well, they said that I could go to Selfridges and get my hair braided at the braid bar like a Descendants 3 character. It was only on for a short period of time and I don't live in London, and I didn't manage to get down to London before it expired. So I did actually have the chance to get my hair done, and oh, I'm so gutted that it's now finished. So next time I go down to London, I am going to contact them and be like, "I'm going down now, is it possible to still get this done?" But yeah, it was obviously something they had on for like Halloween and Descendants 3 being released, and I just don't, I do go down to London, but I just wasn't down during that time that they sent me that, so I was so gutted. So in that box with the braid bar gift certificate was also Audrey's little diary. Oh, it looks just like her diary in the movie. It's so nice, and it's got the pink and blue, and then it's actually really soft. It's really nice. So it opens up and then inside is just like Audrey's when she drew like a little picture of herself. How cute is that? It's everything. And then it's just lined. I haven't actually used it yet because I just really like it, so I'm like, I don't want to use it. It's the same as this. I have used it, but not a lot because I don't want to like use them up and then never be able to use them. But look, Maleficent and, well, Miles and Audrey's books. Iconic. And the last thing that I was gifted in that giant spell book was this. I adore this and I have been using it so much. I've actually had so many compliments on it and I'm so surprised by how many people are now on board with Descendants. I remember the first time I used this out, 3 people recognized it as a Descendants bag and asked me where I got it. And they were all adults, not kids. Actually, 2 people approached me when I was out with my friends shopping in this and asked where I got it because they wanted it for themselves, not for the kids, for themselves. So people are definitely a lot more on board with Descendants 3, like especially adults, which I love. So yeah, like I've been using this so much. Like it's such a good bag. I can't really explain it. It's like gold trimmed. It's like not too big, but it's not too small. I love the theming. I love like the studs. It looks like it buckles up and it would be really hard to like get into, which obviously is good for anyone wanting to like, if someone was trying to like steal something from your bag. But you actually just like pop it up and then it's got 2 zips and it's actually a really good size. And these pockets work as well. Like they look like they're buckles and they're quite hard, but they just pop open. Honestly, this is like the perfect bag. Like it's such a good size, it's such a good vibe, and I've been using it so much. So yeah, I really like this, and this was Disney Store as well. It might be sold out now, and I think it was around 20 quid, which is a really good price. So I'm pretty sure that is all of the merch and all of the review I can think of. So I'm gonna go lie down for half an hour because I have an exercise class in an hour. I cannot believe I've been talking for this movie for 3 hours. Honestly, I could keep going. I could keep talking about it. And that also shows how comfortable Hannah's ears are, because my head's absolutely fine. Please do let me know what you thought about Descendants 3 and the whole franchise below. Do you think there's going to be another movie? Like, what do you think is going to happen with the franchise now? So I just want to round it off by saying one last thing. Obviously, we lost Cameron Boyce just before the third movie was released, who plays Carlos in the movies. I didn't know him from anything other than Carlos in Descendants. I know he was in Jessie on Disney Channel. That was kind of a bit after my time as a kid, so I didn't watch him in that. I have since watched a couple of episodes out of his memory, and he is such a good actor and just a pure soul and just a great all-around individual. And it's so sad that we lost him when we did. Such a shame for him to have to go like that. Yeah, it's just really horrible. And if anyone is struggling to deal with it, I know it was a while ago now, but I know it really did affect a lot of people. If anyone's struggling to deal with it, like, you know, we're all in this together. We're all Descendants fans if you're here on this video, so please do comment below if you want to talk about it, and I'll talk about it as much as I can with you. But I'm not an expert, so please do get help if you're feeling sad about it, or if you're struggling to deal with a loss in general. You know, I think what they did at the end of Descendants and at the beginning, they dedicated the third movie to him, and then at the end they put a really lovely montage together to just celebrate his life, and it was just so lovely. And yeah, it was just such a shame, and I just want to dedicate this to him, really, in memory of him. He really was just amazing. Like, he was just, oh, that's all I can say. Like, I don't really know how to put it into words, but I was so upset when I woke up and seen that he had passed away. I literally couldn't believe it. Like, he was 21, wasn't he? And it's just such a shame. So rest in peace, Cameron. Our love really does go out to you. And yeah, I just wanted to just put that in there because he really was such a big part of the Descendants movies. And going forward, I don't think they'll do a fourth movie without him. I don't think it would be right. Like, they cancelled the premiere of Descendants 3 in memory of him, which I think was the right thing to do. So it is a shame. They have hinted at spin-offs, so I do think that there might be spin-offs with Dizzy. It's been hinted at that they might do like a movie of Dizzy on her own. I think there's been a little bit of a hint that Mal might get her own movie. I don't really know, so I don't think it's the end. I just don't think there's going to be a Descendants 4. So yeah, let me know what order you like the movies in, your favourite songs. Do you have the merch? Is there any merch that you wish that you'd like picked up? Did you start the movies like from number 3? Did you like miss out on number 1 like I did? Like, I don't know, let's talk about it. Like, I love talking about Descendants, so let me know in the comments below anything you want to talk about Descendants. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I will try and get the rest of my movie reviews up in the next few weeks that I am behind on. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos from me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.